Greetings, the Astro 30 here yet again, and welcome back to AEL. Now, if you're new to this channel, please consider going down below and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Cheers. Well, what we're looking at here is two rather large 15-inch bass driver PA speaker bins here. And the reason I'm filming this outside on the back patio is mainly because they're just too big to film properly in my room. So I got these as a pair from the South Hobart tip shop for $35, and they're a Carlsbro Pro Cab 1x15 1H, I'm not sure what that means, probably one horn, 100, and I'm pretty sure the 100 means 100 watt. They are using what looks like a horn style piezo tweeter, and there's a large 15-inch bass driver down there, and it's also ported, because there's a port all the way along the bottom of the cabinet. Isn't that nice? Now, the cabinets themselves could use a good clean, but as we can see, the top one doesn't have that badge on it. The bottom one does. So I'm only going to look at one of the speakers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and figure out how that front grille comes off, because I want to know what's inside the thing. Like, does it use a crossover, or is it just a simple cap on the tweeter, or does it not even use a cap? Does it just wire straight to the bass driver? So I'm going to get rid of the top speaker and put it in storage, and then I'll lay this one on the bottom on its back, and we'll see how that grill comes off, because I don't see any physical screws on the side to screw it in. And it helps to just read the label that's inside the handle here. Max power, 100 watts, impedance 8 ohms. There we go, they are 100 watts. And they're 8 ohms, that's another thing I wanted to know. Also, just another point of contention, they're using a 6.5mm phono style jack for the input connection, which a lot of musical equipment back in the day used to use those. Now, this is a rather loose fitting cloth, and this actual piece of wood that they're using as the frame is just moving around and flexing a bit, so I'm just wondering if this just will prise out. I think it's just velcroed. It sounds like it. Okay. There we go. I don't want the velcro coming unstuck from where it's hooked onto. Yeah, they're just velcroed. Oh, look at that. Nice thick spacing with some plywood there. The inside of this is pretty poorly manufactured and poorly painted too. So there's a good look at that horn tweeter there. So I'm going to unscrew him first and see what is on the back of it, like maybe a cap. These are actually machine screws, or bolts basically, so they go into a captive nut in the cabinet, which is nice. So I might have to prise that up, because it might be stuck down with some form of sealing compound, so it seals the cabinet from air, so air can't escape out where it's not supposed to. There we go. Ah, I'm wrong. It's not a piezo. It's a compression driver. Well, which makes sense. A lot of PA speakers use compression drivers, but they've just used a like a round horn on it instead of a rectangular one. And I can't quite read that. Is that Fame? Maybe? J44 or J.44, made in Japan. Well, that's interesting. But there's no crossover cap or anything on the back of it. It's just a tag strip, so I can most likely probably just pop that back in, because there's no point of being out now. If I can get it back in. I can't remember how it came out. That way, I think. Okay, now it's the bass driver's turn. What's behind it? let's find out. I want to see how the inside of the cabinet is constructed as well. Now, as these are just clamps, they're not needed, the screws don't need to come out all the way, they can just be undone and shift the clamp out the way. Big reveal. Yeah, they've got some foam here that's sticking the driver down to the cabinet, which is annoying. Just a light pry. There we go. Actually, there's quite some weight in this. I forgot to mention that these cabinets are pretty bloody heavy too. We're talking about nearly 30 kilograms per cabinet. Well, okay. There's a lot of dead spiders and shit in here. And they've soldered to the speaker, so I can't disconnect it. So I'm just going to figure out a way of putting this down somewhere. So that's the inside of the cabinet, and there is no bracing. There's this rather weird structure here which pushes up against the back of the speaker magnet. There's a good look inside the bass driver's spider, and there's a good look at a dead spider. But yeah, there is no bracing inside this cabinet anywhere, so it's pretty cheaply made, and it looks like they're using, I think that's 16mm thick particle board, and everything is just butt jointed together. As you can see, the top and the sides are just butt jointed, as well as the back and the front, so they didn't mitre this at all. And that's the crossover, just a cap and a resistor. Okay, well, that was about as exciting as shit up a drain pipe. Alright, so let me see if I can turn this bass driver over so we can have a look at the underside of it. Well, no, I can't really. There's another dead spider. Oh, that magnet's pretty strong. Another dead spider. There's actually quite a fair few dead daddy long legs in here, which is not surprising because of the bottom port they can get in there. So they're using their own brand of speaker. They are using a Carlsbro power tone. Type I can't read because, well, the label's damaged. Impedance 8 ohms, power 100 watt. This quality control component has been designed and engineered to the exacting specifications of Carlsbro professional products, made in England. Well, now we know where these came from. The speaker may be made in England, but don't know about the cabinet. So anyway, as there's not much more exciting to see in here, I'm going to pop this back in. It's got a rather large magnet on it, which is nice. Pop it back in its hole, and go about trying to put the clamps back on. I've got that at an angle which it won't move now, which is highly annoying. There we go. Now with this speaker, it's a very stiff movement, i.e. there's no movement in it. But these are good types of speakers for PA gear especially, as well as guitar amplifiers, especially bass, because they don't have much movement, therefore it can handle the movement, unlike a hi-fi speaker which has a greater excursion on them. Some of them do. You can actually run the risk of damaging the driver by putting a bass guitar at power through it. So I'm planning on using one of these cabs for that 100 watt, 136 watt, whatever it is, bridge tied load amplifier that I've got, Bass Buddy, as the speaker. All I've got to do is just modify the input connection at the back from a 6.5 phono to a speak-on connector. And I think I don't have to really modify anything. It should handle the power quite fine. I don't have it up very loud anyway. But yeah, that's my thoughts of what I was going to use these, or at least one of them for. The other one I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. There we go, those should be tight enough. And my worried about the dead things living inside the speaker? No. Because I'm going to put this in storage anyway, in a shed, so there's going to be more stuff get in there. So it should be fine. Just want to make sure that these are tight. Right, now I can put the grill back on, upside down. Now I'll put it on properly. Excuse me. So they are a very nice looking cabinet. Well, I mean, as nice as that sort of gear does look. But the amplifier should just fit quite nicely on top of this without much overhang except the ears on the front panel. I'm just going to go grab a multimeter and a phono 6.5mm phono adapter so I can plug it in. We'll just measure the impedance of, well, the resistance of the cabinet, and that'll tell me that the speaker is working. About 6.8 ohms. That's DC resistance, not impedance. There's too much reflection on the screen here. But I can see that we've got a resistance there, therefore the bass driver should be working because it's directly connected to the bass driver first. Old trick to test if a driver is working. I'm going to take a AAA 1.5 volt battery and I'm going to attach it across the input leads. Yep, I can hear that the bass driver is working. Excellent. Well, there we go. So there's a look at the Carlsbro ProCab 1x15 1H 100 speakers, PA speakers. They do actually have a mount on the bottom so you can mount them on a stand. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I'm not going to do a sound test on it today because, well, I don't really have the time and I don't really have the room. I'd have to reorganize my room a little so I can hook it up to the amplifier. Plus it's got the wrong input connector on it anyway. So this will be revisited in a later video with a sound test. So I look forward to that. I'm the Astro 30, and if you enjoyed this video, please remember to go down below, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, this is the Astro 30 saying see ya, thanks for watching, have a great day.